Hi there, my name's Mike. I'm a college professor. I'm the network professor here. You might have known me as Gamer Dad. I'm still Gamer Dad. And I teach Cisco Network Academy, Network and Computer Systems at Durham College. Anyways, there's a lab that I did, and I kept promising my students I would do a little video on it. So I'm going to do exactly that today. And if you'd like to follow on and practice some networking, if you're just starting out with Cisco Packet Tracer and what do they call it? Whatever, Cisco networking. Then this might help you out. We're going to be doing three things in three parts, okay? So we'll be doing networking. We're going to build a network. We're going to build some websites with some DNS and the CLI. So it'll be part 1, part 2, part 3. So let's do part 1 now. So we're going to go down here, and down on the bottom of the packet tracer, you can see where I can pick stuff. I always pick the PT router because it always works. Then we're going to go down to the next one over there, and we're going to start grabbing some PCs. We're going to build 2 networks and get them talking to each other and pinging across. So we'll go 2 PCs. By the way, you'll have to forgive me. I'm very tired. I'm suffering from insomnia again, so it's a little annoying. There you go. So we're going to put 2 PCs and 1 server on each side. Now, as you remember, you need 3 things for a network, right? You need end devices, which these guys are, an intermediary device, which a router is, and you also need some other intermediary devices. We're going to go down to, where are they? Switches. Oh, there you go. Switches down bottom row, second one over. Again, we'll go for the PT switch. You're going to put one on this side. We're going to put one on this side. And of course, we need a medium. In this case, we're going to be using fast Ethernet. So you go over and you hit that lightning bolt. Don't hit automatic. Sometimes it does weird things. We're going to go to the third one over. That's fast Ethernet. And we're going to go over and go, you can see they got auxiliary console, everything else, serial and stuff. But we want fast Ethernet 00 for the left side. We're going to attach that to the switch. While we're here, we're going to do that again. We're going to go to fast Ethernet 10, and we'll go to the other switch. Now, from there, we're going to hook up all the PCs. So you just go to the switch, and remember, switches just care about MAC addresses. They don't really care about IPs. Somebody will go, what about a layer 3 switch? But that's not today. Fast Ethernet there, and we'll just hook everybody up. Now, I'm going to do this, and you can catch up, and you can pause the video anytime you want till you got it built. And I'll just click forward and we'll get everybody working. Now you'll notice that as I do this, some of the lights change colors because the switches are talking to the PCs. But nobody has any IPs, nobody has any addresses yet, none of that kind of stuff. Now the numbers they're going to use are not going to be exactly the same as I use in my lab, but everybody get the point. So before I do anything, I like to label everything. So we're going to go up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over, and we're going to make a notepad. I'm going to put the network IDs up. 192.168.1.0, that's a Class C network on the left-hand side, and over here we'll do 200.5.5.0. And remember, the first 3 parts of the network ID, and the 0 means that it's open for IPs. This happens to be a Class C network, and if you don't know what that is, that means you can make IP addresses from 1 to 254. 2 of them are being used for other stuff. Now, I also like to label the default gateways. Best practices is to use the first IP. So on the left side, we'll go 192.168.1.1. And over here, I'll just click over here. Hopefully it lets me do it. Come on, buddy. I'll go here. There you go. Cool. I'll go 200.5.5.1. That'll be the default gateway. Without a default gateway, nobody can get out. Now, before you do anything else, what I like to do for troubleshooting is check. There's a little spot there. You can turn it on. If you don't see this, you can turn it on view and it'll say, I don't know, identify or something, but you can do it. And then we'll put the IPs we're going to use on the PCs and the servers. So we're going to use 10, 20, and 254. 10 and 20 are just in the middle, kind of ish. And 254 is the last IP on the Class C server or Class C network. We're going to put that on the IP address. So let's label everything. 192.168.1.10. This also helps huge for checking the network, pinging across, without knowing how to open things up and see what they are because you see it. Also helps me mark them when I'm marking my students. LAS 192, am I doing this right? .168.20. Nope, sorry. Dot 192.168. Nobody can type when other people are looking. .1.20. 254. No, yeah, 20 is right. 20 is right. Did I mention I haven't slept for a little while? And then over here we'll go 192.168.1.254. We'll go over the other side, and you're using the 200.5.5.0 network. There we go. Come on. 200.5.5.10. And this one will be 200.5.5.20. By the way, after this is all over, you got any questions, you can leave comments. I'll see what I can do. Maybe make a video. I'll respond best I can. 200.5.5. Did I do that right? Yeah, 5.254. Also, if you teach any of the Cisco Academy stuff and you want to do some additional labs, these are very helpful to teach students the concepts of networking and how everybody talks to each other. Now, you see everybody over here is happy. The PCs are talking to the switch, blah, 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 blah. But nobody can talk to each other because we have not configured the default gateway in the router. So if you don't remember, you just hover over that. You hover the cable, and it should tell you which one it is. That double checks for me, and I know that's fast Ethernet 0. We go over to config, fast Ethernet 0 over here, and we're going to put, sorry, I just had a huge salad. 192.168.1.1. Very good. And then we click underneath and, whoa. Hey, don't mess with me. People are watching. And then we'll click underneath. Why is it saying it's an invalid IP address? That's really weird. Did I put 1 into somebody? Let's just go check. No, I didn't put that anywhere. So let's find out. 1 second here. 192.168.1.1. Click. Oh, sorry. Why doesn't it like that? 192. Let's try that. And click under here. That's very strange. 192.168.1.1. So that doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. Why not? Why? Fastening to 0. That's cool. Fastening to, okay, that's all right. Well, we got technical problems. 192.168.1.1. I didn't put any IPs into everybody. So this should totally work. And of course, because this is the 4th time I've tried to record this, by the way. 192, Michael. There you go. It's happy. Okay, sometimes Packet Tracer just gets upset. 192. Oh, you know what? Why does it not want to do? Look, it's 68. If I go 192.168, let's see what happens. Okay, maybe I tricked it. We're just gonna go double check and make sure this is. Yeah, 192.168.1.1. Okay, we're cool. That was weird. All right, so then we're gonna go to fast Ethernet 0. Maybe I'm making a typo because I'm so tired. 200.5.5.1. That's good. We click underneath there. Okay, that one's happy. All right. So after technical difficulty, everybody's working. So the default gateways have their IPs, but we've only labeled the PCs. So we're going to go around the horn and give the desktops. And you can see, look, I can just see the number here. If you go, you click up and you go over to desktop. I usually just do this is the fastest way. Go to IP configuration and go 192.168.1.10. Click underneath. Now, what's missing is the default gateway. It's like if you're in a room, you need to know where the door is, otherwise you can't get out, right? Know where your nearest exit is. So we'll put the default gateway. And by the way, if you forget, you can always move over because you cleverly labeled your packet tracer. Well, geez, you can tell I'm tired. 192.168.1.1. I've been putting this off because I've been tired, but I'm like, I'm doing this, so help me God, before I go to bed. So there we go. Okay, so that's good. We're going to do that one. And then we'll go up here, and we'll go to desktop again. We'll go to IP config, and we'll go 192.16. Whoops. If you've been given different numbers, just use different numbers. Different networks, we can do it with anybody, right? 1.20. Wow, that's not even close, eh? 192.168.1.20. The very first time I did this, I did it flawlessly in one take, and I forgot to hit record. The next time I forgot to turn the mic off. 192.168.1. This should be, oh yeah, no, I'm putting the default gateway in. There you go, it's good. Cool. And then we'll get the server here. Anyways, I've had a lot of issues. So I'm doing this, hell or high water, and this is what you get, okay? 192.168.1.254, last IP on a Class C network. And of course, we'll get rid of the extra 1 there. And we'll go here, see how it goes, 255.255.255. That's the network ID, it's reserved. And we'll put the 192.168.1.1 as our default gateway. And we'll put that one that we wanted to be over here. There it is, and everybody's happy. Now, we've got one side done. How do we check that? Well, easiest way to do is go up to the PC and go over the command prompt 4 over. And then what we can do is go ping, P-I-N-G, 192.168.1.1. There'll be a slight pause and then bang. We know we got communications. You could actually go into simulation mode here. And I'll just show you. I'm going to put it on play. Now, networks are always chatting. So other stuff will be moving around. But we just want to watch our ping. See our ping left? Hit the switch. It goes, yo. I got to talk to the default gateway. It's going to go over here. I'm going to speed it up over. Oh, there you go. It goes, nice. Talks to her. It goes, hey, are you there? And it goes, yeah, I'm here, man. I got you, boo. And it's going to send that packet all the way back to the other PC. Now, while it's doing that, I'm going to open up these guys. We got that default gateway set up. Let's just make sure that I didn't have a mental whatever. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's my IP addresses. We're going to do that while everybody's talking, okay? Here we go. 200.5.5. 10, click underneath. I'm going to put the default gateway. And again, if we forgot, we just go look over here. There it is. 200.5.5.1. And we're good to go on that. That PC is working. Then we're going to go over the desktop over here, do the same thing. 200.5.5.20. That's good. And put the default gateway in. 200.5.5.1. Remember, you can always pause this and watch. Okay, do that. That's good. And then we're going to open up the server. We're going to put the IPs on there. 192.168. No. See? Squirrel. 200. And this is why we label, by the way. Because once you have like 7 networks, it's very easy to get confused. .5.5.254. Thank you very much. And then we'll put the default gateway in. 200.5.5.1. And we're going to close that up. Now, we know that everybody's talking, all the lights are on green. Now, here's an interesting thing. This is the same router that's got 2 connections on it. So everybody on this network knows about this network like anybody else's. I could ping from here and down, I can up and down. I was going to point at it, but you can't see that. I could ping the default gateway. These guys can do all the same thing. But since they're on the same router, this router knows about both networks. So if somebody over here wants to see somebody on the right, they're going to ask the router, and the router's going to go, yeah, I know all about that. So we're still in simulation mode. So let's put this over here. And we're going to ping from here to here, from 192.168.10 to 205.5.10. So let's do that. Ping 200.5.5.10. Off goes our little ping, and I'm going to speed it up. Bing. There you go. There's the ping. It hits the switch. It says, hey, man, I need to talk to the default gateway. It says, okay, I'll just send that right over. And it goes. People are watching. Hurry up. Make it go a little faster. There you go. Whee! That's our ping going over there. Now, when they first ping, by the way, it'll try and talk to everybody. It goes, it's not you, is it? No, it's not me, man. No, it's cool, right? And then we're going to make it go a little faster for 10. Oh, there's my little ping. Why aren't you not going? Thank you. There you go. I think we need to do that again. Okay, let's do it again. We'll just go up here and... Oh, is it not getting there? That's interesting. Let's find out why. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Ping 200.5.5.10. And then I guess we're troubleshooting after this. Sometimes Packet Tracer gets wonky. That default gateway I was trying to set up was kind of being annoying. And nobody's happy. All right. So we'll find out why. And we'll stop. So first thing you want to do is make sure everybody's got their default gateway. So we go to desktop. 192. He's good. Let's just check the default gateway here. I'm going to go to Fast Ethernet. I'm going to turn it off. And I'm going to turn it back on again and make sure it's working. I know that we could ping our default gateway. Let's go check this guy up here, 200.5.5.10, 200.5.5.1. Okay, and we'll check this default gateway over here. And the second one is 200. Okay, cool. So let's find out if we can, what I usually do, I'm going to just take it out of simulation mode because sometimes there's so much going on. We'll go back and retime. Sometimes you can't tell what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ping from this PC to the default gateway there. I usually start at the end and work my way out, right? So if there's a problem, ping 200.5.5.1, right? And you can see it's actually talking to it. Now, what I could do is ping the default gateway on the other network. Ping, let's see if that works, 192.168.1.1. Oh, yes, there you go. So we're actually talking to that default gateway. And then I'm going to ping 192.168.1.10. And why is it saying that? That's kind of curious. 192. Oh, that's why, because I got a typo. Why didn't you guys tell me that? There you go. By the way, this is also a way to get people to check your work when it's not working. They'll look down and go, it's a 5, right? And it should get over. If it's not getting over, I don't know why, because sometimes Packet Tracer is just a bit of a jerk, okay? So let's try one of the other ones. Let's go try and talk to 20. It's very curious because it is hitting the default gateway. Sometimes my students do this and it just explodes and I don't know. Ah, there we go. Okay, so we're talking to 20. Clearly 10 over here is a bit of a rebel. If you get stuck like this, and this happens all the time, instead of 20, it's a Packet Tracer. It's virtual, right? Just kill this. Like, just delete this PC that's giving you a hard time, make an example of it to the other ones, and just rebuild it and everything will be fine. All right, so there you go. We've built 2 networks, one with 192.168.1.0 as its network ID. Over here, 200.5.5.0, both Class C. We put IPs on everybody, so, you know, .10, .20, and 254. And we used .1, the first IP, on the network as the default gateway, best practice, because when you're troubleshooting, it's pretty easy to find. And then also 254, the last one on the server. And then we did the same thing over here. Everybody on the left side, there's a cool little draw. Here you go. There's a cool little dry thing here. There you go. And then I'm going to put another one over here. Perfect. And then we'll close that. So everybody on this network can talk to everybody else. I can ping from here and blah, blah, blah. And then we can ping across, and both networks are talking, and we have full communications between both of these networks. Ta-da! You've made a multi-network, which is pretty exciting. In part 2, I'm going to build some websites and do some Class A or make some A records. And because, if you're watching at home right now, do me a favor, bring up a command prompt and ping google.com. All right. So I'm just going to do it right here while you're here. CMD. I'm going to bring this up. And then from my house, right, I'm going to ping google.com. Google.com. Let me move that over in the middle because there you go. And we ping it, right? And, I can't because actually my network. Okay. Never mind. Network's doing some weird stuff today. I was installing something. You would ping google.com. You would get an address, an IP address. If you take that IP address, and put it into a web browser, you'll find google.com. So DNS, which we're going to talk about later, is taking the website address and attaching IP and finding where that is in the server. And in the next video, I will do exactly that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with all your friends. See ya.